Hello everyone. Today I'll be introducing you to an easy, eco-friendly method to care for and propagate orchids at home using apple peels. This technique not only repurposes discarded apple peels, but also gives your orchids the extra nutrients they need for robust growth and beautiful blooms. Using apple peels for orchid care is simple, sustainable, and ideal for anyone looking to reduce household waste while nurturing a thriving home garden. Why use apple peels for orchids? Apple peels are rich in natural vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that boost the fertility and growth of orchids. They contain essential nutrients like potassium, calcium, and nitrogen, which are crucial for orchid health. Additionally, by recycling apple peels into a natural fertilizer, you reduce the need for chemical fertilizers, helping the environment and creating a healthier garden. Using apple peels for orchids not only strengthens plant growth but also aids in moisture retention and encourages beneficial microbial activity around the roots, all while minimizing waste. Starting with making organic apple water. To create this nutrient-rich apple water, begin with a fresh apple. Follow these simple steps. Blend the apple peel. Take the peel of one apple, wash it well, and place it in a blender. Add about 400 ml of room temperature water and blend until the peel is fully mixed with the water. This blend will extract the nutrients from the peel, making them more accessible for the orchids. Strain the mixture. After blending, strain the mixture through a fine sieve or cheesecloth to remove any remaining bits. This makes the apple water smoother and ensures it's gentle enough for orchids, preventing any clogging of soil or planting medium. Ferment the apple water. Pour the strained apple water into a covered container and let it sit in a cool, shaded place for about 24 hours. This fermentation period will help break down nutrients further, making them even easier for the orchid roots to absorb. Using apple water to soak orchids. Now that you've prepared your apple water, it's time to use it to nourish the orchid stems. Here's how. Soak orchid stems in apple water. Submerge a few orchid stems in the apple water for approximately 20 minutes. This process allows the orchids to absorb nutrients from the apple peel, encouraging root and bud development. Dilute and water the orchids. After soaking the stems, dilute the remaining apple water with 2 liters of regular water. Use this mixture to water your orchids as you would with regular watering. This diluted apple water acts as a mild organic fertilizer that adds nutrients and helps retain moisture in the growing medium, creating an ideal environment for the orchids to thrive. Benefits of apple peels for orchid care. Using apple peels provides multiple benefits for orchids, especially when incorporated into a consistent care routine. Moisture retention. Apple peels naturally help in retaining moisture, keeping the orchid roots hydrated for longer periods, which is especially helpful in dry conditions or during the winter months. Encouragement of beneficial bacteria. The nutrients in apple peels create an environment that promotes the growth of beneficial bacteria around the roots. These microbes aid in nutrient breakdown and absorption, enhancing root health and overall growth. Boosts in flowering and vibrancy. With regular application of apple water, orchids are encouraged to produce more buds and blooms. You'll notice that the flowers grow in greater numbers and with more vivid colors, adding beauty to your garden. Steps to care for orchid stems after soaking in apple water. After soaking your orchid stems in apple water, follow these care steps to maximize growth potential. Soak the orchids in diluted apple water. For continued nutrient absorption, soak the orchids in the diluted apple water for an additional 10 minutes. This step ensures they receive an extra boost of nourishment. Prepare a growing medium. To propagate the orchids, prepare a growing medium by using moss sterilized with lime water, then dried with a misting bottle to maintain moisture. This medium provides a sterile, hydrated environment that supports the development of roots and new buds. Store in a cool area. Place the orchids with their growing medium in a cool, well-ventilated area away from direct sunlight. Within about 3 weeks, you should start to see new shoots sprouting from the orchids, a sign that they are adapting and thriving in their new environment. Spray water daily. Mist the orchids lightly each day to maintain necessary moisture levels. Soon you'll notice the roots growing stronger and the buds developing into healthy, mature orchids passing to be potted or transferred to other containers. Gradually move orchids outdoors. When the orchids have established strong roots and buds, you can begin moving them outdoors. To avoid shock, Start by placing them in a shaded area before fully exposing them to sunlight. Recycling apple peels to protect the environment. Recycling apple peels for orchid care has broader benefits for the environment. By using apple peels instead of chemical fertilizers, you're not only reducing household waste, but also minimizing chemical runoff that can harm the ecosystem. This practice is a sustainable choice that supports a greener garden, lowers environmental impact, and helps create a safer space for your plants and family. Troubleshooting tips and common questions. Here are a few common questions and troubleshooting tips for using apple water with orchids. How often should I use apple water? Apply diluted apple water once a week to prevent over-fertilizing and ensure a steady, gentle nutrient supply for your orchids. What if I notice mold? If you notice mold forming in the apple water, discard it and make a fresh batch. Ensure proper straining and avoid storing the apple water for too long to reduce mold growth. Can I use apple water on other plants? Yes. The nutrient-rich apple water can be used on other houseplants that benefit from gentle organic feeding. However, always dilute it to avoid over-fertilizing delicate plants. Is it safe for all types of orchids? Apple water is generally safe for most orchid types, but it's best to test a small amount first to ensure your specific orchid variety reacts positively. Final thoughts. Using apple peels to care for and propagate orchids is an easy, cost-effective, and eco-friendly method. By following these steps, you can enjoy beautiful blooms and a thriving garden while reducing waste and supporting a greener environment. I hope this guide inspires you to try this natural approach to orchid care. Good luck and may your orchids grow vibrant and strong. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay updated.